We're finally getting a Spider-Man 3 set. Yes, LEGO just revealed the January 1st, 2026 releases for Marvel, and this is the Epic Battles Collection, Spider-Man vs. Sandman. Way back in 2007, only Mega Bloks made Spider-Man 3 sets, despite LEGO making sets based off of the first two Raimi trilogy movies. And wow, this set is only $25 for 201 pieces. Shockingly a good value for the LEGO Marvel line. And I absolutely love the new Venom minifigure. Aside from the fact that he doesn't have any detailing on the legs, that would have gone the extra mile, especially considering that the two other minifigures of the set have pretty good leg pieces. But this Venom design has an amazing torso and face print, and it's so awesome to see this iconic version of Venom in LEGO minifigure form. I also like the attachments of the tendrils. I think the build there works really well. Sandman, I think, is the best minifigure of the set because he just has detail all over the torso, the face, and the legs. I'm glad we're getting more and more LEGO Marvel minifigures with leg printing. I mean, this is already a step up than most of the minifigures from last year. As for Spider-Man, it's the same one found in that No Way Home set, which was already detailed to begin with, and it fits this set, so I have no complaints. Though part of me does wish that this set gave us black suit Spider-Man, but that wasn't the suit in the final battle. As for the build, Sandman's whole platform I think is the best of the twirly Sandman build that we've seen across many sets. This one has some interesting hand builds, which they use that one piece that I remember was introduced, I think, with Drill-X back in Ultra Agents as the base. And then you have these clipped on pieces right here for the actual fingers. The one thing is that this Sandman design does look very undersized compared to the movie. Like the movie, Sandman is humongous. But I mean, LEGO's existing big fig format would not fit the Sandman monster, I guess you could say, that is in this scene. I like that we got a minifigure here instead of, say, a brick-built Sandman, which we've seen with like the No Way Home set. And this kind of has a similar idea to the No Way Home set's base right here, but this new Epic Battle collection, which you'll see with another set of this wave, I quite love. I can't wait to see this not only in Marvel stuff, but also across different movies. I think that would be awesome, maybe even getting some DC stuff like that. And it seems like this tile at the bottom is a print, which that looks fantastic. I love that it says Spider-Man 3, and then Spider-Man vs. Sandman and Venom. And on that platform, we kind of have a similar idea to, say, like those Endgame Final Battle sets where we have a scene going on here. And the scene is pretty crowded for a set this low of a price. I like how we have a street light, a fire extinguisher, some girders, even one of the web pieces in black, which is a little bit more uncommon than getting that in white, which is spammed across different sets. It's a really cute build, and it makes for a great display piece if you ask me. So I'm very satisfied with how this set came out, and it's easily my favorite of the wave. I remember people were like, oh, you're clickbaiting by saying that this set was going to be a Spider-Man 3 set when we did the leak video. Haha, take that. For the smallest Spider-Man set this wave, we have a new Ghost Rider motorcycle, which is only $10. I missed when we would get $10 sets for the LEGO Marvel theme. The cheap sets we'd get are mechs at $15, which are the same thing spammed across 15 different sets. This is a new design for Ghost Rider. I love the use of that new flaming head attachment that was introduced last summer. The face print looks fantastic. It might be my favorite of the face prints for Ghost Rider yet, with the flames coming out of the eyes and mouth. And the torso print rocks with even more flames there. The only thing is that there's no leg printing, which is a little frustrating. Also notice how the flames in his hands are a new piece. Yeah, it's not the launching flame piece that we've seen for many years. This is a new piece altogether, which seems to have an anti-stud at the very end. I could see that being used just for flames in a building. The design of the motorcycle is the smallest one yet, and it might be my favorite for that regard, because usually the Ghost Rider motorcycles feel very big. They feel oversized in some ways, even though it is a large motorcycle in universe. This is the perfect sizing if you ask me. I really like that printed design at the very front, as well as a little stud launcher, which doesn't feel intrusive in this design, the big flame at the back. This is a great set if you ask me. The design of Spider-Man is really the only weak part because once again, we're using that same Spider-Man we've had since 2019, a design without dual molded legs, We had that one promo that gave me hope that maybe LEGO would go back to giving us dual molded legs in 2026 for Spider-Man. But no, none of these sets have dual molded legs for the Spider-Man character, even if other characters in the sets do have dual molded legs. The second most exciting set of this wave is this Daily Bugle, which is $100 for 781 pieces and 7 minifigures. That's a way better value than Oscorp, which was $40 more with only 21 more pieces and 1 more minifigure. And I'd say the minifigures of this set is a better selection than the minifigures of Oscorp. My absolute favorite minifigure in here is maybe my favorite minifigure of this whole wave, this Venomized Captain America. It kind of makes the Venomized Wolverine we'll get to later look pretty lame. This design is incredible. There's so much interesting pieces here. I love that helmet with the scuffed up well, it's being covered in the Venom goo. The design of that face print is pretty freaky as well, with the Venom eyes taking over. You can even see the mouth kind of being built there. I love the torso print. The legs, we have one dual molded leg, which is one of like 2 Captain Americas with dual molded legs. The only one I can think of besides this one is another freaky one, which is the zombie one from the CMF. The design for the other leg is something I wouldn't even expect from LEGO, where there's just some blue at the top there. That's such a small detail that goes a long way. Same with having some printing on the hips as well. Then there's even a Venomized Captain America shield, which looks freaking awesome as a printed piece. That's amazing, but there's also a fantastic new Mysterio. That face print, we don't get the best look at because that fishbowl piece is covering it. But my gosh, does that look freaky. I mean, the design on the Daily Bugle undersells this, where they use a traditional LEGO skeleton face, but this does not look like a traditional LEGO skeleton face for the head print. I can only think of Mysterio minifigures with no printing on their face. This is the first time we're getting one with the skull design, and it's perfect in my opinion. Also, completely new torso and leg printing. It's the first time we're getting leg printing for a comic Mysterio, which is very welcome. I also like that we have that plastic cape in a new color. Those two are easily the most exciting minifigures of this set, but there's still some cool new minifigures. I was surprised to see them just randomly throw in a new Miles Morales. Love the torso print. That's really the only thing that distinguishes him as a new design for the character. There's a new Rhino, which uses that head shoulder pad combo from the 4+ sets. It's cool to see that make its way into a non-4+ set. The torso print is really the only new thing there. That print looks good. Would be cool to get leg printing, but I guess that's not the worst color to get as unprinted legs. And the last 3 minifigures don't have new printing. The design for J. Jonah Jameson has the same face print that even the Daily Bugle uses. The torso print is the Michael Scott torso print from the Office set, which is kind of funny to see reused here. The design of Ghost Spider is that same one that we've gotten so many times with some very boring unprinted legs. I'm getting tired of that design in general, but I'm not more tired than the design of Spider-Man, which is so lame and from 2019. As for the Bugle build, this is better than the 2010s version, which you can't say for a lot of LEGO Marvel sets recently. This design has 4 stories this time around, and I quite love the outside of this, where we have some really interesting shaping for these columns right here. I like how they have that sloped piece at the very bottom for each of them. The design, as I pointed out earlier, has a really cool little TV screen of the news report of Mysterio, which looks more cartoony than the minifigure. I don't quite like how they have these blinds stickered on right here. There's stickers for the Daily Bugle sign at the front there and on the glass doors. At the very top, you have this Daily Bugle news billboard that says "Litterbug leaves webs all over the city tonight at 7 p.m. That's pretty cute if you ask me. The build for the stairwell is pretty cool at the side. The interior is about as vacant as the Oscorp set, where, yeah, some rooms have less design than others, but the rooms with some designs in them actually have some cool builds. I like the design for the copy machine, which I haven't really seen from Lego. That's pretty cool, and it's funny how there's like a pizza box next to it. The entryway has not much going on, and it's kind of weird that there's like a lime green chair there, but hey, getting a chair in lime green is very uncommon. This level right here has that Rhino Rampage Daily Bugle news bulletin, which looks cool. The design also having like a safe to the right and a computer desk. And then at the very top with JJJ's office, there's a little coffee pot and another computer build. Not sure how he accesses that computer with no keyboard, but maybe it's a tablet or something like that. Not too much at the top roof either. Keep in mind this is modular in the sense that it could connect to a lot of the buildings that were released for Spider-Man in 2025. It has that same system going on, so it's cool that you can expand your street scene. There's a newsstand attachment as well, which seems like it's a separate attachment that you could separate from the Daily Bugle building. The newsstand is pretty cool, like the sticker there is useful where it says newsstand, comics, magazines, postcards. There's 2 new Daily Bugle designs, but they are both stickers, which I prefer when those are prints. But my favorite part is this US mail post office box. I haven't really seen that from many sets. The stickers on there really add a lot to the design of this build here. That's just usable in a Lego City setup. Then there's a little street light, which has 39th Street as a sticker on a 1x4. I'm also intrigued by the sticker manhole cover. The Rhino mech is fine. I mean, yeah, it fits the one from the comics you'd expect, but it also feels like a reskin of those $15 mechs that I'm tired of. So yeah, I really like how this came out, and it actually feels like it's not overpriced like, say, the Oscorp set. Sure, a few years ago, this would have been an $80 set, but at $100 in 2026, I think this is one of the better Lego Marvel sets we've seen in the past few years. And this wave has a $20 set, which, look, we got $30 and $35 cars last January wave. So I'm glad this set is just $20, even if that 134 piece count is surprisingly low for a $20 set. Best part, really the only part that makes me want to get this set, is the Venomized Wolverine, who is a pretty awesome minifigure. I love getting that Wolverine cowl piece in just a pure black. That looks fantastic, and I'm sure somebody could come up with some crazy Batman suits with that. I really want to see the face print underneath, which seems to have printing on a base black head. The torso print is really cool. The only problem is no leg printing or dual molded legs, which looks awkward when the rest of the figure feels very detailed. As for the Spider-Man car, this might as well be a 4+ set. I mean, I'm shocked that this is 7+. The design of this looks so juniorized and is very unappealing to me in being anything distinguishable as a car. I like the print for this front part right here, which I guess gives me some vibes of an Iron Spider-Man outfit. I'm amazed this wasn't a part of that bust set from last year. The design of this does have a little play feature where you could push the back and it will shoot those missiles. But yeah, this really doesn't appeal to me as a build, and it's going to be a set that I'll just get for one really cool minifigure. Continuing with the epic battle sets, there's a second one in the same wave, which is Hulkbuster vs. the Hulk from Avengers Age of Ultron. Look, I'm sick of Hulkbusters, but I gotta admit, I kind of like the design of this Hulkbuster better than most of the other ones. I like the sizing of this one a lot more. Yeah, it's smaller than, say, that last one from Infinity War, but it just feels like it's the right size for this build from the movie. I like how Tony Stark fits inside there. I like the shaping and the roundness with the front part. I do wish that there was more posability with the lower half. This doesn't have knee joints. Instead, we get miniature ball joints at the hips there, and then some ball joints seemingly at the feet. But it works for what it is, and I like how you can pose this on this city scene. The city scene itself is pretty cool in how they have like a fire hydrant with water spilling out. They have a no entry sign there. They also have like a broken up design for the street light and this little girder. I like how they have the Kiss the Hand edition there. That's a cool recreation, and how it's attached with one of those clear posing pieces. which if you look closely, you could reattach that to the Hulkbuster itself, and with it removed, there's still fingers. I think a lot of people will get this for that Hulk Big Fig. This design has a completely new design for the pants right there, and the face, which have a very angry face with the eyes giving off the vibes of that mind control from the movie, which I really like. We once again get the Iron Man Mark 43 minifigure, which was first introduced in 2024 and used recently with the Iron Man Armory set and the Quinjet from the summer. However, there's a huge difference this time around. There's actual arm printing for this minifigure. So I feel bad for those who already have the Mark 43 and want this set just for the arm printing. But like I said, there's more to be desired from this set than just having updated arm printing from Iron Man. And I'm glad that they made that improvement over the years. Does it still look weird that Iron Man doesn't have side leg printing? Sure. This set is $50 for 413 pieces, which is one of the best prices for a set that has a Hulk Big Fig in it. I mean, look, the Brave New World set was $55 with 223 pieces, nearly half of the piece count of this set. That set had really no business being that price. Or even the last Hulkbuster, that Infinity War one, was 385 pieces, which is around 20 pieces less than this set, and had no Big Fig in it. Finally, we have the Buildable 18 Plus Iron Man. When it comes to making 18 Plus sets for this theme, I'd really prefer to get buildings than a large scale figure, but I gotta admit, LEGO kind of cooked with this one. The design of this has a shaping that reminds me of construction figures, more so than the buildable figures plaguing this theme. It's also quite hilarious how much better this looks than that Iron Man bust set that we got this year in 2025. This is a $130 set for 1,297 pieces, which I think is a good value. It's a similar value to, say, the Ideas Gizmo set or the LEGO Star Wars buildable figures, which are also a similar style to this, but I think this one looks better than the Star Wars ones. I really like the round shaping with, say, the shoulders right there. That looks great. Unlike the bust, the helmet looks absolutely perfect in my opinion. More round shaping with this front right here. I like the print for the arc reactor, which you also get prints on the hands, which the hands themselves have nice posability with those fingers. And there's even some posability with this middle section of the arm, as well as the farther section with the shoulder as well. This is a very posable figure, which is great. This figure also looks fantastic from the back with all the greebling with the center suit there. I love how this figure uses gold drum lacquered pieces instead of, say, pearl gold for the gold design of the suit. That is all perfect. Also notice some side printing right here, which I just noticed right now. That's great. Glad there's no stickers seemingly. There's a small platform to rest the buildable figure, but also put the mini figure of this set. That also has new arm printing, which is very welcome to have on an Iron Man minifigure. Aside from that arm printing, this is the same Mark III that was found in the Iron Man Armory from 2022. So that's it for the 6 sets revealed. Apparently there's some more sets that aren't just like the 4+ sets that usually are revealed later anyways. So we'll have to see what comes out later on. But out of this batch, I'm pretty dang happy compared to, say, last January's Marvel wave. The minifigures here feel more detailed. The prices feel more satisfying. Is LEGO Marvel getting good again? We'll have to wait and see. Let me know which is your favorite in the comments below. I already said my favorite is the Spider-Man 3 set. My second favorite would be the Daily Bugle. Subscribe here for more up-to-date LEGO news and honest LEGO opinions. Seriously, you commenting, liking, and subscribing helps this channel so much. So click that like button, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.